As you can see, we go to great lengths to give our customers quality service, but sometimes, when you can't get access to premises, it seems there's not a whole lot you can do. Hi, I'm Jim McDermott for NYNEX. In this program, we'll examine the no-access procedures that can and should be followed when you cannot gain entry to a customer location to complete installation and repair work requests. We'll also look at how field technicians should code different no-access conditions. And by field techs, we mean splice service technicians as well. And we'll discuss guidelines when a certified local exchange carrier, or CLEC, is involved. Our goal is to complete all work requests on the established due date, but field technicians performing installation and repair work often encounter no-access situations that prevent them from doing just that. There are three types of no-access conditions: no-access subscriber, no-access other, and no-access early dispatch. We'll look at each one in this program and see how it should be handled. Let's start with no-access subscriber. When field technicians go on an installation call and find that they cannot gain entry to a subscriber's premises, they should take the following steps. First, a drop wire is connected to the customer's premises. Next, if it's a single unit, the technician installs a network interface device on the outside of the house. The technician then verifies that dial tone is available to the network interface device. If it's a multi-unit dwelling, tone is verified to the terminal closest to the premises. The technician determines that the job must be returned because he or she is unable to gain access to the customer's premises to complete the installation of inside wire and jacks. At this point, he or she codes the missed appointment SA for no-access subscriber and returns the work request to WFA dispatch out using a handheld terminal. To help resolve no-access situations, the technician leaves a no-access card at the subscriber's premises, notifying them of his or her inability to complete work.
I want to just get in and finish the job, but most of the times if the customer's not there, what I'll do is I'll either call the can be reached. Sometimes they can be in the backyard, a neighbor's house, or so on and so forth. Just look around, and if that's the case in point and I can't get in, the worst thing, well, the bottom line is that I'll leave a no-access card with the information for what they should do after they get that no-access card and calling us up, and so we can get another technician out here. But we'd like to do the job the first time.
No-access conditions also affect field personnel trying to resolve a customer trouble report. And here again, the technician tries to the best of their ability to avoid a no-access situation. This might include checking the trouble report for customer reach number. Seeing the superintendent in a multi-unit dwelling, or checking with a neighbor. If these efforts fail, the technician isolates the trouble condition to the point closest to the customer premises. If the NYNEX networks test OK and the trouble proves to be inside the customer premises, the repair technician takes the following steps. If a network interface is located at the demarcation point but the customer does not have a maintenance plan, then the technician leaves a customer contact card and a billing invoice. If there is a network interface, plus the customer does have a maintenance plan, the technician only leaves a customer contact card. If there is not a network interface, the field technician leaves a no-access card and replaces the protector with a combination protector and network interface unit. And if the field technician cannot reach the protector, a no-access card is left for the customer. Using a handheld terminal, the technician enters the proper narrative and then codes this return NAS for no-access subscriber. The technician was unable to repair the trouble because the customer was not at home, and all attempts to provide customer service failed.
Cuando al pasar yo te vi, hermoso huipil llevabas, Llorona, que la Virgen te creí. Hermoso huipil llevabas, Llorona, que la Virgen te creí. Ay de mi Llorona, Llorona de azul celeste. Ay de mi Llorona, Llorona de azul celeste. Aunque la vida me cueste, llorona, no dejaré de quererte. Aunque la vida me cueste, llorona, no dejaré de quererte.
So far, we've talked about installation and repair situations that come about when the subscriber is not home and there's no access to the premises. But there are two more conditions we encounter. They are no access other and no access early dispatch. When a technician finds he or she cannot complete installation work as called for because he or she is unable to access company facilities at the customer's location, he or she must follow the same steps as before. The technician attempts to complete as much of the installation work as possible and, if necessary, leaves a no-access notification card. Because this job is returned due to the technician being unable to access company facilities at the customer location, this installation job return is coded SO for No Access Other. Sometimes the technician gains access to a customer's premises but finds there is no trouble in the house. Instead, the trouble exists in an area the technician cannot enter, such as a locked terminal closet, and so the technician cannot clear it. As a result, the only option may be to isolate the trouble to the point farthest in the loop and notify the customer of the access problem, or if the customer is not available, leave a no-access card. The technician returns this repair request and codes it NAO for No Access Other. Even though the technician gained access to the customer's premises, the trouble could not be repaired since it was isolated to an inaccessible area at the subscriber's location. The last type of no-access condition that will be addressed is encountered by technicians dispatched on an installation or repair request prior to the scheduled appointment time. When this type of no-access condition occurs, the technician codes this as no-access early dispatch and processes the return in a similar way to the other no-access conditions, with one exception. Field technicians do not leave a no-access card if they were dispatched prior to the appointment date. During any of these no-access situations, if the technician cannot return the work order electronically using a handheld terminal, he or she can call the administrative assistant in the WFM dispatch center and relay his or her findings. At that time, the administrative assistant will require very detailed information from the technician, including the appropriate no-access code, in order for the return to be processed correctly. These are the three primary no-access conditions that technicians encounter when completing installation and repair work requests. However, there is one other area that bears some explaining, and that's the guidelines we must follow when a certified local exchange carrier, or CLEC, is involved. In some cases, NYNEX wholesales individual elements of the loop network, called the unbundled loop, to a CLEC, who in turn sells telecommunications services to their end user. The CLEC is responsible for arranging access with the end user, and service orders and trouble reports contain can-be-reached numbers as provided by the CLEC. Because of this distinction, we handle and code these jobs differently. When a technician is dispatched on an installation request and access to the CLEC's end user premises is required but not available, the technician calls in a customer not ready charge to the WFM dispatch center and designates the returned service order as no access to the end user's premises, SA. If a technician encounters a no access condition when dispatched in a trouble report to a CLEC's end user premises, and if access is required, the technician does not return the job coded NAS. Instead, the trouble is given the disposition code 1320 in New York or 1271 in New England. When the job is returned using the handheld terminal, the code selected is Wholesale No Access. The CLEC is then billed a CNR/IDC, a Customer Not Ready Incorrect Dispatch Charge, and an IM02 billing slip is completed, indicating the circuit ID and the service code modifier. But no bill is signed by or left for the customer. When field technicians encounter situations where they are unable to complete a service order or repair a trouble because they cannot gain access to a NYNEX facility, the job is returned as No Access Other. The technician should tell a CLEC end user that NYNEX is responsible for access arrangements and will work to resolve the access issue, and that they should call the CLEC for status updates. And the end user should also contact the CLEC to reschedule their appointment. Finally, when the CLEC end user is not home and a no-access situation exists, the technician must fill out and leave a no-access card. On the front of the card, the technician must provide the name of the CLEC that serves the end user, and on the back, enter a brief explanation about the access problem, along with instructions for the end user to call their CLEC to make a new appointment. We need to try hard to avoid no-access situations wherever we can because they are a costly drain on our time and energy. But when you encounter one, following the prescribed procedures is vital. To recap, no-access procedures address both installation and repair work requests missed because of primarily 3 customer reasons, and each no-access condition requires specific coding. Again, they are no-access subscriber premises, which is coded SA for installation work and NAS for repair work. No-access other, which is coded SO for installation work and NAO for repair. And no-access early dispatch, which is coded early dispatch. Also of great importance is the accuracy and detail of the narrative provided by the technician in the field when closing out a job. For it's this additional information that is used to clarify the no-access situation and also to inform others of the work status of the job. And finally, keep in mind that when a CLEC is involved, that CLEC is responsible for arranging end-user access and providing us with can-be-reached numbers for service orders and trouble reports. If we all follow these guidelines, we will be better able to coordinate our work and at the same time provide our customers with the quality service they expect. For more information on no-access procedures, please refer to the following courses offered by NYNEX Training and Education. Thanks very much for your attention. I'll see you again.